My husband spends 8 hours plus a week with another woman at the gym and texts her like a love-struck fool, so I want to bail and return him to his mother. On Father's Day, I noticed my husband texting and smiling with someone, ignoring or not seeing me when I invited him to the table for breakfast. I got closer so he could notice me and saw he was texting an unknown woman. We've been married for 4 years and have a preschooler and a 1-year-old. I didn't bring it up besides asking who is that, since my mom was in town visiting. When I mentioned it later, I said I didn't know making friends of the opposite intimacy and not saying anything was okay for us. He didn't volunteer anything but when pressed further mentioned that he'd been working out with her, which I know is 3/4 days a week for 2 to 3 hours before work most mornings. He ended up admitting he didn't tell me about her because he knew I'd be mad, moreover that he'd be working out with whoever he wanted. Fast forward several one-sided, vulnerable conversations, and 2 months after a lot of feeling sick to my stomach and sleepless nights, I finally laid it out. I didn't give him an ultimatum, I simply told him I couldn't sleep, that I felt heartbroken and constantly concerned, that if I was doing the same he'd feel awful. And crickets. I asked how long it was going to last and was met with, "There's no sign-up sheet in the gym." I told him I couldn't imagine continuing our relationship feeling like this and needed to know in words how he felt. He reported feeling the same, that I'm his wife and he loves me. My boundary is unacknowledged and so far, unenforced. It's not that I think he's put his PP in her, yet, it's that he won't budge or say anything knowing I'm hurting. I feel like I'm getting more heartbroken daily. The impulse to check his phone is hard to resist at times. I don't want to leave, but I need more than this lack of response from him. At no point have I asked him to stop going to the gym or working out with her. I told him I wouldn't ask that he's free to do what he likes, but that he should think of something he's comfortable with. To address the issue and rebuild trust, I suggested having her over for dinner. You can guess how that went. He said nothing. Update. He came home Monday night in a mood, refusing to eat dinner and arguing over unrelated issues and eventually saying angrily, "Just so you know, we're no longer working out because of you." But I had phone records and screenshots of their conversations indicating many, as in a majority of deleted texts. I will never know what they said and I frankly don't even care. Turns out he texted her showing her this post and she, a sweetheart and a stranger, was the one who had the consideration to not work out anymore. By the way, not ever what I wanted. I wanted to know why on earth he's hiding a friend and deleting texts. I want to know why I'm not worth comforting or at the very least the truth, or a conversation on why he feels distant enough to lie. He stonewalled, shut me down, and gave me the silent treatment all night and all day Tuesday. When he arrived home, "Hi," I asked him if he wanted to talk or walk. As in, "We're going to counseling and you're making the appointments or I'm following through on one of my 5 divorce lawyer consults I had by phone on Monday." In the end, I asked to see his text where I found out the above, that he doesn't have the balls to tell her himself what was going on, just the cruelty to let me suffer another day having read my post, and to show my heart to a effing stranger, and act like it was my fault. Had he at any point opened up about why he was hiding her? Had he not deleted texts after saying he wanted to rebuild trust? Had he given me any information or compassion? This would have been very different. He didn't want to hand over the phone for me to check for more deleted texts one last time, and I mean the last time because I'm not losing any more sleep over this. I had to call his mom to tell her to get his room ready before he handed it over. He says he loves me and wants to stay, that he didn't want to hurt me. He's asking if I still love him. He knows I do. I told him to take a hard look at whether or not he loves me, in light of the many other ways he's shown me I'm worthless to him. I told him he was the most selfish person I've ever met. What a stupid and cowardly way to throw me away. Resolved. He apologized sincerely, changed gyms, and went no contact, confirmed on phone records quietly. He found a therapist for us and has been scheduling our sessions every couple of weeks. Was he a jerk? Definitely. But he's acting like a jerk who loves me and wants to stay married.